Hello, everyone. So today I want to actually share with you some advice that I got from an encounter about 5 years ago from Enoch. So just as a little bit of backstory, I've been having encounters with the cloud of witnesses my whole life. Only more recently, as in within the last 5 years, did they become as frequent and as tangible and intentional as they are now. One of the earliest encounters I ever had with the cloud of witnesses happened when I was about 3 or 4 years old. Is when I met A. Allen as a kid, and this was before I knew who A. Allen was. Um, and then I've shared multiple times before that it was actually a visitation or a trans relocation experience that I had with Samson, where I actually learned how to pray. And this was back in 2017. So, um, up until this point of the story I'm getting ready to tell you, encounters with the cloud of witnesses were few and far between, but now that's something that's completely normal for me. So, it actually started with a rebuke, as in, I was in the middle of praying for something that Yeshua rebuked me for praying for, and it actually validated something I'd been teaching for a while, which is that sometimes prayer is a form of unbelief. In this moment, I was praying for something that he considered me already having access to. Therefore, there was something wrong with me praying about it. So I was praying at this moment. This was early 2020, and I was praying about experiencing the cloud of witnesses. I was like, I want to be able to see the cloud of witnesses and ask questions and get feedback and impartations and all types of stuff, right? Well, he interrupts me and he goes, uh, have you even tried? And I'm going, well, no, I didn't think that I could. So that ended up being an invitation for me to actually exercise my intent within the spirit world in order to experience some of this stuff. And I remember that day I spent about an hour asking questions and getting direct answers, and I actually wrote down all of the conversations from that day. Um, Now, it was around this time that it became a frequent practice of mine to just ask questions while in the spirit. And this particular question that I asked is almost as if Enoch skipped over what I actually asked and answered something greater. His answer was much better than my question. So I asked him something along the lines of, how do I begin to work with more and more angels, higher quality, higher ranking angels? And he said, in your pursuit of fulfilling your tasks, they will be drawn to you. They hold many important keys for your destiny. Your engagements have not gone unnoticed. It has to be real to you before it's real to the world. Now, it was that last line that has stuck with me the longest because it's multifaceted and it's fit in multiple areas of my journey where I've gone highly underrecognized, overlooked, so on and so forth. And him saying that what your work hasn't gone unnoticed meant a lot to me. And that's been something that I've leaned on. But not just that, but the next part about it being real to you before it's real to the world. This is the first real science that I ever learned concerning manifestation. Came from Enoch, which is that what I'm experiencing in private is something that I can pull on in public, which is why as I begin to engage those things, right, I'm learning different things in private, I'm tapping into different graces. It's why now, right, when people come to my meetings and they're in fellowship with me, they experience all this same stuff, right? It's not just hallucinations. No, other people see the same entities I see whenever we're in fellowship together. I've had the cloud of witnesses come into some of my fellowships, and other people see them, and the seven spirits and other angels and members of the royal family. People see Holy Spirit, people see the Father, people see Yeshua in the room with us because that's a relationship that I've cultivated in private. Therefore, it's reasonable for me to expect their presence in public. it comes down to intimacy. It comes down to familiarity. So that's a simple key that I got from Enoch. So hopefully that's something to inspire you, right? If you're doing work in the spirit, that's something that you can expect to benefit you, not just in private, but to begin to manifest for you in public. I believe that if you're having spiritual experiences, they shouldn't just be something that you benefit from in private, but that people benefit from that are around you. That's one of the ways to know that you're not hallucinating and making stuff up is if everyone in the room sees the same Yeshua, then guess what? He's actually here. But if you're the only one that can only ever see this stuff, you might be schizo. But that's just a simple story about meeting Enoch. Of course, I have a bunch of other stories I've shared on Patreon, in my book. You can find everything related to me on my website, caveofmystery.org. Until next time, y'all be blessed. Later.